Welcome to another episode of the Shredder Show. Today I'm going to take you through the 5 tips for longevity to live a long, long life. Now, I don't know about you. My plan is to not age and basically be like Peter Pan. That's not through just having shitloads of Botox, but also in terms of some of the strategies I'm going to talk to you about now, in terms of how we can actually fight the process of aging. Now, when we actually look at what happens when we age, they measure aging and how aged our body is by what's called telomeres and the lengthening of these. And this is something that is mainly factored not by your genetics, by your external environment and your lifestyle. So we're going to go through 5 different things that are going to have a big impact in terms of longevity and you actually living a longer, healthier and happier life. So interesting before we begin, to see how much of an impact modern medicine and improvement of lifestyles had on these sort of things over a long period of time. If you think not that long ago, like only maybe 200, 250 years ago, if you got to the age of 30, 35, like where I am now, that's where most people's lives actually tended to end. Because if you think, even if you had an accident, you broke your leg, you would probably die from that. So I think fortunately we are where we are now. In terms of life expectancy, my personal goal is trying to live to the age of 120. So I'm going to talk you through a couple of things that are really going to help with this. So number 1, this is not really a secret, but it's eating a healthy diet. Confess, I just ate a grenade bar before doing this podcast. Technically, I wouldn't say that's too bad, even though it's processed. But what we want to focus on is a healthy diet. So balanced diet full of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, basically anything that's not inflammatory and going to cause issues with your immune system. Because if we look at what the biggest driver of disease is in the human body, it's inflammation. So the more we can keep our inflammation down, the healthier we will be, the longer we will live. So foods that are inflammatory tend to be very heavily processed foods, things like trans fats. This is all shit we don't need to be eating. So remove this from your diet, you will feel better, you will live for longer. A great food or supplement technically that you can add into your diet, which is a massive anti-inflammatory, of 2 things. One would be high quality omega-3 fish oils, has been proven to reduce inflammation in the body systemically. Secondly would be what's called curcumin, which is like a purified version of turmeric, which is like the most powerful anti-inflammatory out there. So those are 2 really simple things. In terms of your diet, one thing I think it's fairly common to see is the most healthy diet is what they call the Mediterranean diet. So the Mediterranean diet is, you think about like the foods you eat, have a plethora of different colors on the plate that you're eating, lots of vegetables, lots of healthy things, natural foods. And if you think about it, if it's something that has more than one ingredient in it, that is something that's processed, right? So a potato is a potato, an apple is an apple, a protein bar is about 1,000 different ingredients as an example. So try and be by the process of something that's a single ingredient item food. Generally, that will be healthier for you. Ideally as well, if something is fresher, it's probably going to be more nutritious. So that's a very simple thing to look at. And I wouldn't strive away from frozen foods, like things like frozen blueberries are just as nutritious as the fresh ones. So always remember that. Tip number 2, super simple, exercising regularly. So what does that look like? So realistically, defining exercise, just walking for 30 minutes a day can have a huge impact in terms of reducing the risk of coronary heart disease. It can also strengthen your bones and your muscles and improve your mood and prevent you getting chronic diseases. So one of the best things you want to think about doing, have you moved your body today? If you haven't moved your body today, get up, go for a walk. If you're in Dubai and you've got a swimming pool, go for a swim. You've got a bike, go for a bike ride. Do something active. It doesn't necessarily have to be lifting weights to get jacked. It can be something you enjoy. Could be playing tennis, could be playing paddle tennis, playing with your kids. Just get moving and try and have a consistent thing that you do something every single day. So for example, days where I don't weight train, I will do normally, like this morning I went for a walk for probably an hour. Sometimes I'll go swimming, sometimes I'll play paddle tennis. I'll try and do something to be active. So regularly moving our body in different ways is one of the key things that's going to help. I'd also say one of the biggest impacts exercise has for longevity is this, in particular for me, it improves your mental health. So exercise is a great way for you to escape the day-to-day of stresses of work, family, relationships, whatever the problem you have. Like, it's a very easy way to get out of that. Tip number 3 is prioritizing your sleep. So sleep is essential. It's an essential part of a healthy lifestyle, and getting enough quality sleep can have numerous benefits for our health and well-being, burning fat and building muscle. So ideally, we want to be aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night and try to establish a consistent sleep schedule. So what do I mean by sleep, a consistent sleep schedule? You get up at roughly the same time every day, you go to bed at roughly the same time every day. And this gives you what you call a solid circadian rhythm. Now, if you're in a process where you're going to bed super fucking late at the weekends, you're getting up late, and then Monday you're having to get up early and trying to go to bed early, you're effectively giving yourself jet lag from the weekend. So try and have consistency throughout the entire week. Some easy tips for this. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and screens before bedtime, and create a relaxing sleep environment so you have a restful night's sleep. Don't be watching horror films before you go into bed. Don't probably work out straight before going to bed. That never really works particularly well. Back in the day, if anyone knows my background, when I used to be an estate agent, I used to finish work at like 7 p.m. I'd take a load of pre-workout, I'll go and train for 2 hours, and I couldn't sleep till like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, mainly because I was stimulated off my face with pre-workout and adrenaline from working out. So try to avoid that. I would suggest for most people, try and train earlier in the day. I think it's most optimal. So tip number 3, to prioritize your sleep. Tip number 4, probably the biggest one I struggle with, which is managing your stress. So stress is a common part of our daily lives, but chronic stress can have really negative impacts on our health and well-being. I actually had it to the point last year, I had blood work done, which showed I had early signs of Hashimoto's disease because I had so much chronic stress. So learning to manage your stress through techniques such as meditation, which I was doing for a while, deep breathing, exercise, these can all help to lower your stress levels and improve the quality of your life. So making sure you prioritize self-care and taking time for yourself each day to reduce stress and promote relaxation is really important. And I actually put a post on this on Instagram a couple of days ago. I've really not done that myself the last 2-3 weeks, to the point with almost feeling like I'm going to implode. When you're at like burnout and you're like 99 out of 100, that's probably too much. And I would suggest from people to try and don't go anywhere near that limit. Hence why I'll be going away next month and taking some time off. So really, really important to make sure that if you understand how stress works in the body, stress is super catabolic. So stress makes it difficult for you to build muscle, also makes it more difficult for you to burn body fat, which is why actually, if you look ironically at the best bodybuilders in the world, they tend to be super chilled. So if you can try and be more chilled, you probably have a better physique, you'll burn more fat, you'll be in better shape. So keep stress down. Number 5 is staying socially connected. So maintaining social connections, relationships is really important for mental health and well-being. And studies have shown that having a strong network can increase happiness, lower your stress levels, and even improve our immune system. So making time for friends and family, doing social things, whether it's playing sports, going to the cinema, going for dinner, whatever you can do, is really, really important. Now, to summarize, one of my key things I take from pretty much all of this here, if we look at eating healthy, exercising regularly, prioritizing sleep, managing your stress, staying socially connected, the easiest way to achieve all 5 of these things is to schedule them into your calendar. So like, know what time you're supposed to eat every day, have your workouts planned, know what time you get up, know what time you go to bed. Managing your stress, like I did this for a while, I would get up and I would meditate for the first time at the start of the day every day. Staying socially connected, booking a date night with a partner, booking time with friends, booking time with your family. Like, stay organized, book things in, be proactive. You will live for a longer period of time, you'll have more success in life, and you'll be happier. So those are the 5 tips for increasing your longevity in 5 very easy, simple steps. There are also a couple of supplements I'd recommend in terms of a couple of things here. One of them would be for the sleep side of things and stress. L-theanine can help a lot in terms of trying to calm you down. And I'd also try and not have too much caffeine, because personally I find if I get too wide on stimulants, like I love stimulants, not in a weird way, but that then can make me very anxious and stressed. So try and stay chilled, try and be in a peaceful environment. And when we talk about peaceful environment, I actually spent some time away at a place called El Habtoor Polo Club in Dubai, where it's loads of greenery and calm. And I instantly felt more relaxed than where I currently live in Dubai Marina, because it's very hectic and there's a lot going on, which made me realize again how much your environment can have an impact in terms of your headspace and how you think and feel. So if you feel like you're on a merry-go-round and busy all the time, try and go somewhere in nature that's quiet. Maybe don't have your phone, go for a walk for an hour. So these are 5 very easy tips to help you live longer, be happier and healthier, and also will help you drop body fat, burn, build some muscle. If this was helpful, please make sure you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, share this with a friend, and make sure you're following me on all the platforms of LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram at Charlie Johnson Fitness. And if you need any help with your fitness journey, feel free to reach out and let us know you listen to the podcast. And we'll see you in the next episode very, very soon.